What's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to another review. Today's review is going to be on God of War. You guys like my shirt? You guys like very Christmas. Happy holidays. I hope you guys are having a good one. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy well, you know, Hanukkah was a few weeks ago, but you know, Happy Hanukkah too. Today's review I'm very excited about. We are going to be looking over what the price to be human will be in this game, God of War. So buckle up, we're gonna get into this review video, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe, click the like, hit the notification bell, that way you don't miss out on anything. Kratos, war god and father. The son of Zeus comes to a very human halt when he has his son Atreus. Now, throughout this game, we see Kratos not only show a more human side than any of his other versions of himself, I want to say, in the entire franchise, but become a role model for his son and shows him what happens when you have too much power and how to find your humanity in the godhood that has graced your being. Now, being the only game character, well, one of the only game characters in existence to show complete and utter humanity besides Geralt from The Witcher. Now, being the only game character in existence who should have a god complex, this character does not. Kratos does not have one, and his strength, his power, his loss, more importantly, created his humanity. It brought it to the center. Now, being that he is a demigod, born of Zeus and Callisto, Kratos is a special case, I want to say. I don't know if you guys would agree with me on that, but Kratos lacks humanity to the point of where he's made himself into a literal monster. Killing his family, killing his father, he killed his first wife and daughter, albeit by accident. Okay, I went in, I did some research. No, I did not play the other installments. I've only just played the 2018 game of God of War, but I had to do a little investigation, shall we say. I really wanted to dive in and get to know the character of Kratos. I wanted to get to know what made him tick. What was, you know, what was he all about? Who was Kratos? And Kratos was a really rude son of a bitch. Now, the responsibility of a demigod holds the greatest thing of all, the ambidexterity to belong in both worlds, and let me explain what I mean by that. It's a task that can't be done swiftly, but with practice and determination, like Kratos shows his son throughout the game, you can accomplish literally anything you set your mind to. Kratos teaches his son that being and having the title of God is something not to flaunt, but to respect within yourself, to show others respect that, hey, you have this power, I'm not going to abuse it and just, you know, kill you, but I'm going to respect your life and let you live and let animals live, and understand that you are only one person. You are not the be-all end-all of everything. And psychologically, it creates a narrative that while, yes, you may be powerful, you are just like everyone else. You have thoughts, you have feelings, you have rage, you have lust, you have emotions that mix into a lovely concoction that is called your humanity. Now, the thing is that with this article that I'm writing, I want you guys to be very clear on a lot of this stuff. There's Greek mythology, there's Norse mythology mixed into this. The god part of the story is an additive part of the DNA. I'll get more into, you know, the entire concept of this later on, but the fact of the matter is that gods were not the same in Norse mythology as they are in Greek mythology. Even with Baldur, he longs to be human. He craves the pain, and during a boss battle in which Kratos is fighting Baldur, you see that he sadistically kind of leans into wanting more pain, wanting more feeling, because he feels absolutely nothing. All the characters are so human in the way that they struggle. It's absolutely beautiful. The way, oh god, the way everybody worked on this game to create it, and the way it's just one cohesive piece of just good writing. Like, this game has some of the most solid writing I have ever seen. And I saw the documentary that was for this game, God of War. You guys want to check it out? It'll be at the end of this video in a little card that I'll have. So, Norse mythology and Greek mythology walk into a bar. I'm kidding. In all honesty, the combining of mythologies between Greek and Norse, some of the best writing I've ever seen. I know I keep saying that, but it's really good. Like, I never thought it would ever mix. I never thought that combining Greek mythology and Norse mythology would actually work, but spoiler, it does. It makes for an interesting story, it makes for an interesting setting, and overall the construction of the game benefits from it, I think, at least. Our major differences, don't get me wrong, like there's the gods in Greek mythology versus Norse mythology. Oh my god, it's so different. But it makes for a really interesting thing that sets apart the game from the rest. And it shows us that in every culture, while it's different, it can work cohesively to make a good story. So there's a quote that I got from Live Science, which, by the way, their stuff is absolutely incredible if you guys want to check it out. It's great. But, you know, the Norse feared their gods. They feared them tremendously, and the Norse mythos states from Live Science, they might or may not punish those who violated social norms, and in some cases they actively engineered situations in which were designed to harm humans for no other reason than because they could, because that is what made them powerful, Raffald said. So it seems that they were not especially concerned about upholding moral standards or punishing humans who failed to do so. Live Science. So it looks like, to me at least, that the humans in the world were the Norse gods' playgrounds. And the gods were the big old bully with a microscope burning the anthill. So in all reality, the humans really didn't keep up a good moral code back in the day because the gods didn't keep up a good moral code, so why should the humans? It really showed in what they did with Edith Stupa. So Edith Stupa denotes a ritual genocide that took place back in Nordic prehistoric times, of where you got to a certain age, you're elderly, you can't take care of yourself, so you literally throw yourself off a cliff because you don't want to be a burden on the rest of your clan or the rest of the place that you are in living, so you just you do that. It was basically people who were unable to support themselves or assist in a household. They were too old, they were feeble, they couldn't take care of themselves at all anymore, so they didn't want to be a burden to anybody else, and they literally just yeeted themselves off a cliff, which is just terrifying to think about. And since everybody wasn't upheld to a moral code, this actually really explains why Kratos didn't give a damn one way or another who he hurt in the 2018 installment. Because since he's Greek, he's adopting a lot of the Norse mythology that's being given to him within this game, if you look at it. So, really interesting. Now we gotta flip the coin. And we're gonna go over to Greece, where the gods there are a whole different story entirely. Now, the reason why Kratos shows more humanity than a lot of the Norse gods is because the Greek gods are more human than the Norse gods, okay? The Greek gods deal with lust, they deal with jealousy, they deal with greed, and some of them are just plain ugly. Since the Greek gods were more of a representation of the way that nature is, it explains why Kratos and the Norse gods butt head constantly and why Kratos can't stand Odin. Kratos is the representation of war and the psychological need to control. That is the base of his existence, is the need to control. The need to control his son, the need to control the moment, the need to control himself and the situation. Odin is a barbaric control freak. See why they butt heads a lot, because they're very, very similar. Odin is a barbaric control freak who needs everything his way. Now, talking about the Odin of the game, the Odin of mythology, we could have eons of arguments about that. Odin is just the id. If we want to go with this psychologically, we have to see that Odin is one of the purest forms of the id, and if we want to say a little bit of those ego moments, we can, you know, put that in as well. Now, in the mythology, Odin has two sons, right? Odin has Thor and Loki. Loki is chaos, Thor is order, Odin is balance. But in the game, since we're not focusing on mythology of what is accurate, of what Thor and Loki and Odin actually stand for, in the game, Thor is a sadistic asshole, Loki is Atreus, who has a really mean shot, and Odin is just Odin. Like I stated before, he's a barbaric control freak that everybody hates. So to close things off, I just want to say, guys, this game was absolutely incredible. It was wonderfully done. I was crying at certain points. My heart, I'm getting more emotional towards games. Like, as I get older, I just get more emotional, and I see the humanity in it, and I just see the vibrancy. And to be honest, I didn't think, like I said, combining Greek and Norse mythos would work, but it turned out to work really, really well, even though there are major differences. Like I said, the Norse gods are just absolute assholes, and the Greek gods are absolutely like humans, of where they embody what it is to be a human. And that's why Kratos butts heads so much with the Norse mythological gods because he sees so much wrong with everything that's going on. So this game just, it's absolutely wonderful. I mean, from the mechanics, the voice, don't even get me started on the voice acting, holy moly. Kratos shows us that no matter your strength, no matter what you were born with, what your struggle is, what your power is, you have successes, you have failures, you have determination, and there will always be tough choices that you have to make in order to survive and to keep the ones that you love safe. But you guys, that's it for me. If y'all like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell down below because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. But you guys, stay casually nerdy. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, you guys.